Hello, 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 and welcome to episode 441 of Prog Review. Today, it's drama by Yes. You see, Big Dave Langdon, he has power over me. Do you know why? Because he's a patron. He's on the Patreon. He gives me money, and because he gives me money, we've entered a sacred contract where he tells me what to do. And he told me, he said, Darren, you've got to review Yes, it's drama. You've got to do it. You have to do it. And because I worship the coin, I'm doing this one today. Thank you, Dave, for the suggestion. Again, if you are ever, if you want to tell me what to do, if you want your review here, you got to hand over the money. You go over to Patreon, patreon.com/lock. /lock, L-O-C-K. It's really easy. It's in the link in the description as well. You can sign up for as little as a dollar. Don't do pounds. Don't do proper currency, but they do $1. But if you do $5, then you can boss me around and you can tell me what albums to review. Good, isn't it? So I had Lunatic Soul. That was a suggestion, and so's this one. See where this is going. This is the 10th studio album from Yes. And it was released back in 18th of August 1980. It's a great album because it's only 36 minutes 55 seconds long. Call it 37 minutes between friends, 37 minutes. If you're playing on the vinyl, I nearly got the vinyl out, but I thought no, I'll just go for this because I wanted to talk about this. I'll explain as it goes on. It'll all make sense, honest. So it's a really interesting album because up until this point, Yes existed as a certain entity and certain members were a part of the band. And then after the Tomato album and the various sessions in, I think it was Paris, John Anderson and Rick Wakeman toddled off. They went on their way. And so it left Chris Squire, Steve Howe and the other fella, Alan White, holding the baby, had the name. And so they ended up hooking up with Buggles, Trevor Horn and Jeffrey Downes. Jeffrey Downes is with the band at the moment. And Trevor Horn has been involved in the band 90125 and Fly From Here, done the production for those two. Great producer, Frankie Goes to Hollywood, amongst other people. I mean, God, there's a producer. There's a set of ears for you. But yeah, so you end up with this album. And, I mean, when I first heard it, I didn't really... I mean, I got this years ago when I was record collecting. You just buy the albums. It's got Yes on the front, Roger Dean cover, buy it. And then you look at it and you go, it's a different... This isn't Yes, this is a different version. And I wasn't, I didn't necessarily know about the politics of it all. You just buy the records and listen to music. And I didn't hate it. I'm not like one of the, because there was a big reaction to this. And this is something that's often talked about, is the backlash because it isn't John Anderson. It's like the Rolling Stones replacing Mick Jagger or Freddie Mercury from Queen being replaced by Adam Lambert. No, he's doing a good job. I'm being mean there. But yeah, so a lot of people had an issue with them replacing John Anderson. Well, nowadays that's not an issue at all because there have been a couple of singers, Benno David and John Davison. They're doing the job, and people are still going, and they don't get half the abuse that poor old Trevor Horn got. But I'm kind of getting off of the thing. I listened to it. I thought, wow, this is good. And what I liked about it is it wasn't, whilst there were proggy elements in there. You got various keyboard twiddles and flourishes. I think they're probably progressive rock flourishes in it. It was a much more direct and intense album. They didn't mess around. They cut to the chase. There are tunes on here. There are melodies. There are songs. It's rocky. You know, it's got more of a balls out approach. I've said this before. I consider it their punk album. If you want like a Yes in a stripped down, stripped down format, live and direct, it's got to be drama. It's because it's just a fantastic, punky, in your face. Ooh. And it starts off with Machine Messiah again. It's about robots taking over and all that. How prog can you want it? But it's and it's just in the very again everything's kind of condensed. I mean, even though it's like a 10-minute song, you get the feeling if they'd done it under John Anderson and Wakeman's control, it would have been, I don't know, 20 minutes on the side of an album. But it's a whole story condensed into 10 minutes. And, Trevor Horn's pretty good and the arrangement is just really zippy. Then we have White Car. White Car is, again, it's a straight, very short. You go from long to short. And that gives it a very interesting contrast. It's just a tiny little, little track. It's just there. But again, it's memorable. It's really clever. And then that leads into Does It Really Happen? And you get a hint with Does It Really Happen? You get a hint of what's to come with 90125. There's the germs, the germ of an idea of like a pop, the pop sensibility of the Yes and where they're going to be going in the 80s. It's all there on Does It Really Happen? We flip over the album. If the album's in the cupboard, I was doing this, right? And we're going Into the Lens, or I Am a Camera, Camera. The Buggles did a version of this. I think it was on their second album, which I always forget the title of. Is it Adventures in Hi-Fi? Modern Adventures in Hi-Fi? Does that sound right? I've probably mixed them all up. But anyway, I'm sure someone will correct me. Let me see if the Wikipedia page. Adventures in Modern Recording. I don't know where I got Hi-Fi from, but I'm doing this off the top of my head. There's no script. So you've got to be a little bit forgiving. So yeah, they did like a pop version of this one. So you've got a long version. There's also a single edit of it, which is they've cut it down. And again, it's a really direct, very melodic, great song. This is followed by Run Through the Light. Again, it's something that's again really grabs you, really drags. And it was actually, I think they did a version of it because again on here I'll talk about this version of this was done by the other band, with the Wakeman and Anderson in. The album rounds off with Tempus Fugit, which is just absolutely fantastic song. I really like it. One Time Flies. I just think it's a really good song, and it's over and it's done, and it's a really short statement. It's just, we're here, this is it, boom, we're off. And I think that's really brave. It's almost, it's the opposite to what Yes was. It's it's like an antithesis, and it shows that they're a band that wanted to modernise, that wanted to move away from that progressive rock stereotype, especially after Tomato, which was, for me, a little bit iffy in places, and it's good to see them do something very, very different. Again, with this album, this reissue from, I think it's 2004, you get a load of bonus tracks. I think it's 9 bonus tracks. You get single edits of Into the Lens, I'm a Camera, Run Through the Light. Have We Really Got to Go Through This? Song number 4, Satellite. It's Tempest Fugit, White Car, Dark. Then you got Dancing Through the Light, which is, again, the previous band obviously done versions of that. Golden Age, In the Tower, Friend of a Friend, and it's really worth getting for these extra bonus tracks. You get to see. Firstly, you get to see, this band, the single versions, how they track the songs. That's interesting. But you also get to see what Anderson and Wakeman, that lot, were doing previous. You get a little hint of where they were going in terms of recording, and It's interesting. The battery light is flashy, so I'm going to really quickly wind up. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a really good album. I think it's very brave, and I'm going to give this. I'm going to give this 4 white cars out of 5. That's 4 white cars out of 5 because it's not, it's not perfect, but I think it's really, really cool. I think it's something you should really check out. So anyway, thanks Dave for the hint. If anybody else wants to tell what to do, remember Patreon, hand over your money. I'm only in it for the money. Thumbs down, thumbs down, thumbs down. And it was good. I saw them do some of this when Benoit David was in it. They did Machine Messiah and Tempest Fugue, and I saw that live. That's pretty cool. Back in the day, so I feel kind of privileged, especially now Chris Squire's passed, to have seen that version of the band do this. So anyway, yeah, check it out. It's Drama by Yes. My name's Darren Locke. There's only one more thing to say, and you know what that is, and that is prog on.